everyone. Good afternoon. I'm going to do a really quick periscope. I wanted to show you how to composite a froggy. There are a lot of people that don't realize that a lot of our posing is composite, which means that multiple photos are combined together to one to make the final product. Why do we do that? Babies don't have neck control. Newborn babies. Okay. Hi, how are you? This is going to be a quick broadcast. I'm going to show you how to composite a photo. Okay, so I'm going to show you what the finished product looks like. Okay, if you can see, again, it's on my computer screen. That's what the finished product looks like. Okay, but that's not how we take it. I mean, we can take it that way. I can pose babies without holding them because I can balance them fine. But again, just because you can doesn't mean you should. I'm a safety girl. So I'm going to go ahead and show you, and I'm going to turn the screen around. And I'm going to show you how I do a similar shot, okay, to composite it. I'm just getting one up on my screen right now. Hold on 1 minute here. Okay. Let's see here. Get together. Okay, so this is a similar one, but we'll show you. Okay, so I'm going to show you the screen. All right, and everybody see that, I hope. Okay, so this is the way we take them. We take them like this. As you can see, hands are on the baby on the bottom, and hands are on the baby on the top. Okay, now I'm going to do one from the side over here. Then I'm going to show you what we do to make all the magic happen. So I'm going to take, I don't know how much you can see on here, so again, I apologize if it's not totally viewable. I'm going to take a selection from the image number 1. Okay, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go over to the image number 2 that has the hand on the top, and I'm going to paste it on top of that. And then I'm going to drag it, and sometimes you have to resize a little bit. Depends. This one's a little smaller. You know, again, if the baby moves or something happens in the process, it could, you know, be slightly off. You hold down the shift key and resize it. You maintain the dimensions and you don't distort anything. Okay, so we want it as close as possible here. Oops. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, clearly that's not going to be the picture because it's got picture A, picture B, and in my layers palette, which is impossible to see, I don't know how you can see this, but you can't. Okay, I'm sorry. It's very hard to see like this. There are 2 layers. The top layer, I'm going to turn it on and off. Okay, so that's the bottom layer, and then I put the top layer on. Bottom layer, top. But I have to get rid of all this here, okay, because this is all extra, you know, stuff that doesn't match up. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to put a mask on the top layer over here. The mask is going to then go in, and I'm going to start subtracting parts of the image that I don't need. So I'm really just looking for the top of baby's head. That's really what I'm looking for here. So I'm just going to, you know, and again, this is an art to it, so it just, sometimes you have to go back and forth a couple times. But all I want is the top of baby's head in this picture. Everything else I'm kind of getting rid of, okay? And I can zoom in to make sure I get it really precise, all right? So that realistically, you know, and again, we may have to adjust it and do some, you know, here and there, like I can see the nail sticking out. So for example, if you notice up here, there's the slight nail that I have to do an adjustment for. I mean, I'm going to move baby over just slightly as well. Okay. But I think for the rest of it, that looks pretty good. Let me see here. I'm just going to take that away. Take that away as I can. Try to, and I'm back and forth. Like I said, I'm masking back and forth to try to take away and to add, you know, parts that should be there and that shouldn't be there. You know, so that we can get it looking realistic. Okay. All right. So now we have, we have before and we have the after. And again, what I usually like to do is I want to make sure that everything stays dimensionally the same. So I need to move this up a little bit as far as I'm concerned, just so that dimensionally, when I do before and after, approximately the top of his head is over here. I want to make sure that that stays the same. That now all we're missing is the hand. On, off. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of a little bit extra over here, which is, I decided to use fabric that had lines on it. Lots of fun with that. So, you know, I just have to kind of clean that up a little bit. And sometimes it's not perfect, but it does the job well enough. Okay, so from here, I'm then going to collapse the layers, and I'm going to go in really carefully, okay, and clean up anything that I see here. So, for example, that's like a fingernail, okay, that was there trying to hold baby's head. All right, and I'm just basically going in there, and everything looks pretty good over here. I'm probably just going to for my own anal retentiveness, fill in a little tiny bit so it looks seamless, okay? And that's it. And now I do my regular editing. Oh, I just noticed something on here as I'm doing it. I noticed that there was a line here that I forgot to take out. I can either go back or I can just basically, you know, clone over it, which is usually what I'll do. Okay, so there we have our finished Froggy minus the editing process. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my editing to it, you know, to make it like every other picture, and which will take me about 2 minutes. Thank you. And that's how you composite a Froggy. Any questions while I finish editing this picture? Anybody have any questions that you can pose for me? I know it was kind of hard to see the screen, but hopefully that gave you a little bit of an idea on how we do things safely. Okay, and that's done Froggy, potato sack, hanging, anything that looks like baby is holding their head up. Okay, doesn't mean that baby doesn't mean that baby can't do it. It just means that they shouldn't. Yes, you have a question. What's your question? Is it Charmaine? Did I get that right? I can actually see the screen now with my 40-year-old eyes. What's your question? When you're taking your photos, do you do one angle and then another? Like both parts with hands? Yes, I shoot forward and then I shoot from the side. And then I have my assistant switch, and then I do again from forward and then the side. So yes, I mean, I just do different angles because I like them that way. In fact, I actually prefer, my preferred angle is from the side like this, because you get to see, you know, baby rather than just full head on. And you get to see that, you know, the baby's part of the baby's body. So I don't know, it looks a little bit more realistic, if you want to call it that. How do I stay in the same place? It's very carefully not moving hands, but I'm switching from one to the other. So the second time, what do you mean the second time? So it's shooting from different angles. It's shooting from different angles and then basically switching the hands to the other location and then shooting the same angles again. Correct. Yes, correct. So it's just a matter of practice to be able to know, you know, where you're shooting and keep it consistent between shots. That's all. So I'm going to very quickly go through. You can watch me do this. It doesn't take me very long. I just, I'm going to quickly go through and just do some minor little editing here that I want to clone out for a second. Wait, hang on 1 minute here. This is not working properly. I'm going to see if I can, I know you can't see the screen. I'm going to try to readjust it so that you can see it better. Hang on. I'm just going to do my final adjustments and you'll see, okay? But like I said, this is, you know, I do my regular adjustments to my photograph, which basically, you know, is just my normal repertoire. It takes me very quick. It's just basically you know, softening, colorizing, so forth, which again, mentoring session, if you want all those kind of details, I'd be happy to go over with you. And then I have my final product and then I go in and I just make sure that there's a little hair on baby's face, and when I'm done, I'm going to go in and get rid of that as well. There's the final, okay? Now I'm probably just going to, I see a little bit of cyan, so I'm just going to get rid of that over here in his leg. In her leg, excuse me. Not his leg, her leg. Just getting rid of a little bit of that, just so it's not, doesn't look, we don't want anything looking blue, you know, like, and that's very common with babies, is that, you know, sometimes they don't have the best circulation, so, you know, their limbs can sometimes look a little on the blue side. Anyway, then I pretty much save everything, and then I flatten, and then I will go ahead and do some final adjustments in terms of, you know, taking anything like weird, like that little hair. I know you can't see it. Yes, my computer takes forever, even though I have a really high-end Macintosh. Clearly, it's taking a long time. I hope this doesn't quit on me. If it does, okay, lovely. I don't even know what that ever meant, but in any respect, I flatten the image, and now I'm going to go in and I'm going to get rid of that little tiny little, you see this little hair here? Now, I don't edit everything out. I don't do like every little bit, but if something is noticeable like that, I will. And basically, I just will clone that out. I think it was probably baby's fingernail or dust or something like that that got in. But other than that, as you can see, this is at almost 130%, so we're clear, we're good to go. And I save it. And then I'm going to make it what they call Facebook size. So this is something that I would post online, okay? And then I export it for the web. And then voila, we're all done. That's one picture, okay? So the composites take the longest time, obviously, because they're multiple pictures. But other than that, short editing tip. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you later. You're welcome. You're welcome. Remember, if it looks too good to be true, it usually means it is composited. Don't ever take a chance with a newborn. Life is too important. Okay? Catch you later, everyone. Bye-bye.